Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. Man. All right, this time we're going at it, right? We are going to edify some brethren here, and we are going to just not let these femmes get a breath of air when they try to deflect some just mess. All right. So this video, I want to shout out to Thomas Potts. This video have a lot of brothers standing up to these films on Facebook. All right, you still got the simp and weak element trying to give give these films some support for their tomfoolery. All right, but these women see that it is over, that the men have decided to engage in the conflict that was started by these women years ago as they lambasted the brethren over and over again. Oh, no, they did not lambast the so-called, let's say, criminal element of the Afro community. No, if something happened to that element of the Afro community, they were quick to march. Now, the only problem with their marching is them marching after the incident have eliminated that person from this earth. All right. And so now that the brothers are seeing that they have nothing but a money pit and something that is engaged to in their destruction, they're not having anything to do with these women, so they're moving on. These women are now getting upset, right? And so brothers are now starting to have this conversation. And a conversation that kind of started this video was that that the so-called B-Fem do not like smart brothers. And we all kind of know this because we know who's having the children. We'll get to that in a minute. All right. But these females, instead of reflecting upon themselves, decided to double down and deflect. And a lot of brothers just wasn't having it. All right. And one of their deflection tactics was to be jealous that the guys they didn't want found love outside of their reach. So I got a bunch of links that will be in the description box. One is an old video that explains the three women that you see behind you. And primarily the woman with all the weave looking like a Negro peon in the middle, expressing her love for the guy that the woman that's going to be the subject of this video is trying to say that they don't. Like, they say that they don't want the men that we know they do, because even though they say stuff with their mouth, remember, that's the secret. The biggest lies are able to prevail when they are able to keep the truth secret, but the secret is out, right? So they go into this thinking that it's still a secret, but no, brothers are putting them on blast. Watch that video. It's going to play into this video, right? It will be in the description box. All right. It will be on top. It'll be right under my PayPal me link and email. All right. Again, shout out to Thomas Potts, because he was kind of supporting the brother in all of this. Let me greet everybody real quick. Havorten Hardu Gudag, all the way to the bank. Vasas Los Bonjamizmi. Kedu Bawani Konnichiwa. Ni hao ni ama. Sani Bonani. Jambo Habaragani. Assalamu alaikum. And Shalom. So the data. Pay close attention to for the Forbes.com site. That data will be also in the description box, but pay close attention to it when we get to it. All right. Um, Let me remind you, let's get them thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the notification bell. If you care to donate to my channel, make sure you paid your stuff. Make sure you took care of yourself and family first. We need the donations, so just send them to my PayPal me link. Okay, as I was talking to some of the brothers on Facebook, I'm getting a lot of stuff in Brazil to send to the brothers that donate. So I'm gonna just kind of buy stuff here, little things. I showed people some on my live, and I showed people some of the stuff on my Facebook. This is what I need you to do. For those that donate, right? Two things. For those that donate, what I want you to do is send me your address if you want some of the stuff that I'm gonna send in the mail. I'm sending just one thing to each person that donate. All right, so put in your address, and then when you put it in the subject box, put address donation so that I can find everybody's address, because I get a lot of emails. So put address donation so that I can just type that in the search box and it'll put them all together. That way I'm not searching through the donors, the people that donate, through everybody else that just want to holler at me, right? So put address donation, just those two words, if you want something that I got to send. All right. And I'm sending these thank you shirts out to the people. I'm sending thank you t-shirt out to people that donate upwards to 20 or more plus dollars to this channel a month, who just kept on doing it. And I put it like that because my god sister make them, and I'm gonna just send the money to her so that she could keep making them. It was her idea, and I think she did it out of her heart, but we should give her something. All right. So that's basically it. So that's why well, let's say $25 a month. I'm only sending one. So some of y'all just getting some right off the bat, because I always got y'all support. All right. So you in North Carolina, South Carolina, the brother in South Carolina, my sister in South Carolina, anything I get, you getting. All right. And then some of you brothers out there in Georgia. All right, but for y'all, I'm gonna bring y'all to y'all, because I gotta visit y'all, right? At our spot. We'll pick a different spot. We'll talk to Mecca and do all of that. Man, sorry that was long, but all right, let's get into the video. Okay. This is the thing that started what this video is going to be about. America's Most Petty, right? And the group was black men being brutally honest with everyone. All right. The thing that started this was, you see it right there in black and white. What these women are not attracted to, smart men. All right. Now let's get into this. We've been saying for a while, whether these women go to church or college, that the dude that they see as attractive is not the dude that is able to take care of them. The Forbes article is going to bear this out. It is not the dude that actually wants to be fathers. It is not really the strongest dude. But it is the dude that has done the most damage to the community. Oh, why? Because, well, his mama was black. And she was the only one that raised him, because she didn't need no man. Again, we'll get to the Forbes article to show this to be correct. All right. Now keep this in mind that 42% of Afro men do not have children at all. All right. Of the 42 or 44%, might be 44% or 42. Let's be conservative. Let's go 42. This would be 58% left. And of the 58% left, 36% of those are married. All right. Now, understand this. More Afro men are married than black women. 36% of Afro men have wives. Only 27 or 26% of black women have husbands. So, wait a minute. This goes into that culture that we've been talking about, that the so-called B-Fems are involved in. You know, the gardening culture, the garden tool culture, the 304 culture. All right. Now keep this in mind, that these holier than holy women have a whole bunch of holy children from the most non-holy is maybe anti-holy of dudes that wear they holy jeans down so low below their waistline that it ought to be a holy flying pig shame. All right, so let's just keep this in mind. Remember the Forbes report is going to be coming up. But first, let's get into the meat of this. This woman, Kimberly R. Bowler, wrote on Facebook, being smart is subjective, as her answer to the black women only don't like smart men. Now, the most educated so-called women consider themselves smart because they went and they got a degree, or they're in college, right? But when it comes to the acuity of the Afro male, whether or not he is smart, now all of a sudden is subjective, meaning that if he goes get a degree in STEM, engineering, or any of these things, he starts building things. He can take care of himself. He enacts wisdom, and he's not out there destroying the community with armaments and drugs, right? That guy, no, that's subjective smart. Okay, she goes like this: I'm sure there are plenty of smart street brothers, but see, here's the thing: most of the brothers that go to school are from the street. All right, here's the other thing. She goes intelligent and critically thinking. So here she goes to defend thugs. The very thugs that's shooting up the streets in Chicago, Detroit, and everywhere else, Houston, right? These women are quick to defend this kind of behavior. All right. And then to tell people that, yeah, we didn't choose the guy that went and actually got a degree and is building stuff and doing well. And I'm going to show you her hypocrisy in a minute. Right. But then she equates somebody that's tearing apart the community as intelligent and critically thinking. All right. And she says intelligent and critically thinking skills are what I personally look for. A degree doesn't mean you possess those qualities. See, and this is something no man has ever argued with a woman. No man has said, I got a degree. No, we said we are wise because we're not destroying the community. Only black women have been running around, we're smart because we got a degree. And we've been telling them that degree doesn't mean anything. All right, so we're in agreement here. However, where she falls short is she's still trying to deflect and defend the wicked choices of so-called black women. It just means you mastered and fulfilled the requirements met in the world of academia. That's what we say to black women all the time. But when you tell her that, when you put this same definition on a black woman, then she will turn around and say, no, it means that they are intelligent and critically thinking. But when you flip it and we're talking about why these women like thugs, she will say, oh, no, the dude with the degree, he's nothing. All right. A thug that goes and destroys the community is just as critically thinking and intelligent as the dude that don't. As a matter of fact, to her, they are more intelligent and critically thinking. Right? Then she goes on, we all know that your demographics play a huge role in our selection process. And this is where the BS come in. Okay, because the black woman selection process is that 80% of them are choosing only the minority 20% of dudes coming out of prisons and stuff. And she's trying to backhand make the argument that all the good men are in jail because that's what they consider good men, those that are going to jail. She goes, like-minded people attract like-minded people. And that's what the good brothers have been saying. We're saying that the black woman in the United States has a streak of wickedness in her heart because she is attracted to the worst people in the community. She said it herself. They are like-minded, so they are attracted to like-minded men. Which is how we know they don't like good, smart men. Because they don't like good and they do not like intelligence. They, with a wicked heart, like those that they can manipulate. And it is easier to manipulate a guy that has no other place to go or that you could easily put them back into prison because of their record than it is to manipulate a guy that has stuff going for himself and that can take care of stuff. Period. And this is how this conversation went. All right. And so after I said basically that, right, she goes, hush before I lock your heels, slow motion. I see that you're sitting on an adult spectrum. Please don't preach to me about black culture and unity, which I'm not preaching black culture or unity. I'm preaching black brothers. We need to find us someone righteous. We need to separate from these women. Oh, hell no. I am not preaching unity with women like this. We already know that they don't want us or like us. So stop waiting on someone that don't want you. Right? Now, here's the thing. She got jealous when she went to my page and saw me with Mimi. Stop preaching to me about black culture and unity when you got an other. And what she mean by other is, y'all, for those of you that seen Mimi, and you know what? I'll put the picture up. When we say other, right? When she says other, she is not, first of all, she's not aware that I'm in Brazil helping children that look like me. Two, she is not aware that Mimi would be the other down here because she's not all the way white. But see, this would be lost on her, right? And this is jealousy. She says, just be quiet and use your GI Bill to acquire you some more learning. Okay, look at this. So she went and looked and she saw that, okay, that I don't know how far she understands my knowledge is. Now she went to Villanova. All right. So she is one of those dusty women that went to college. All right. And I just let her have it. Right. And then she said, wait a minute. After she said all of this, the streak of jealousy, she had the nerve to ask me, after me, that's me, I'm the K.I. Jameson, right? Wait, why do I have to be evil? All right. And then I answered that question. I didn't bother to read anything else. I said, anyone that supports evil and wicked policies that destroys children are also evil themselves. Anyone that don't stand with men that actually fight for the community instead of trying to depolice him are, I meant to say, are also evil. If you were a good woman, she would have been sticking by me. If black women were good women, they would have chosen the good men first. There would not never have been an opportunity. We would never have gotten in our head to go somewhere like Brazil, Philippines, Panama to find us a woman. Because if this was a good woman, we would have had one in the United States. And I told her, if she was a good woman, then she would be with a good man. But sadly, the black women in the United States are not good. They only prefer not the smart men, but the wickedness. Remember, she says the heart, like-minded people. Understand that. Okay, understand this. All right, I come down to Brazil, and this woman that works in the same dangerous environment and with children like me likes me. We end up hooking up. What? I'm supposed to kick her to the curb? Because all my life in the United States, the very same black woman that's trying to make excuses for loving thugs and creating disaster in our community is jealous? No, I am not the one. I'm sorry. Article that you will see in the description box, right? This black woman called Dara, she wrote this. Black men, you cannot decide black women supposed to love thugs for black women supposed love for thugs without spitting in the face of your own brothers. First of all, these are not our brothers. We recognize it. The thugs recognize they're not our brothers, right? They're trying to destroy the community. We're trying to build a new one. The thugs don't care about the community, and we do. So we're not brothers, right? It speaks volumes about your judgment of men who look like you. So the women are trying to now shame the dudes into trying to accept wickedness in the community, right? And that's why we left them alone. But dress differently. No, it isn't because they dress differently. It's like they're shooting up the community. They're destroying children. They're tearing SH up. They're bringing a lot of drugs in the community, right? See how just despicable these women are? It reeks of deep-rooted class bias. And so now she's saying it's class bias. All right, so the same women that says that um, the Afro men can't rise up are telling the ones that do that something is wrong with us because we're tired of people shooting up the community. Strange how I never hear any other demographic of black male malign. Well, you do, right? And she's been the one maligning us. We've been hearing about black men ain't SH all throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000. And outright lies. She says thugs aren't out there claiming that black women only want white collar workers or executives or scientists. Um, they may be too busy enjoying the access to allegedly 99.9% of black female population. And nobody said that. We said the 80-20 rule, that 80% of the black female population have children from only 20% of the Afro male population that are single baby mamas, right? When you're busy loving the people who have always supported you, since when did thugs support the community? No, it's the other way around. These women support the thug. They bring them into their house. They let them sell drugs from out of their house. They let them bring wickedness to their children. Oh, many children have died under these conditions under which these women bring the thugs in. All right, you don't have time to worry about people you don't even want, right? And now she's understanding that we don't want them, but only because they didn't want us first. And we're going somewhere else. We're not going to thug ourselves up just to be appealing to a bunch of women that want wickedness. Ultimately, the phrase black women only want thugs is meant as a disdainful write-off of black women, and it is because it's true. It seems from a hurt place. Here's that somebody must have hurt you. If black women were any good, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. From the very real pain of rejection, now she's admitting that black women actually reject the good dudes. Hurt people, and that's not true because we didn't hurt them. We just left them alone. All right. But I am tired of seeing my sisters um, mischaracterized. No, they're characterized correctly. We'll get to the Forbes report and derided for choosing honestly. Remember that woman said evil likes evil, that they choose evil okay, honestly, right? And I'm tired of it. So she honestly chooses thugs. Understand this, how she's telling on herself, trying to defend her decision at the same time. And I'm tired of seeing black men cater to a racially charged description of brothers. And we're not describing brothers, we're describing thugs. We're saying that there's a difference. And you see how she's trying to put every Afro man in the trying to make every one of us equal to what the thug does. And we're saying the thug destroys, we don't, just to appease romantic frustration. And we're not romantically frustrated. We have left the black woman alone and went and got us a Becky or Aletha or whatever, right? No black women do not only want thugs. You should stop using the word recklessly, all right? And we didn't say only, we say that the vast majority, 80%, choose the 20% of thugs. And if you really want to know what type of black woman what type of man black women prefer, just ask one, because she'll lie to you when you ask her. I'm 99% sure, and so am I, she won't say thug, and that's because they don't. They will say they want a good man. But when you look at Forbes says they want thugs when they open their legs. Duh, this seems to be a bit of a no-brainer. This is Forbes.com. This will be in the description box. Unless you have a lot of help, having multiple children, let alone multiple children by different men, probably doesn't make it easier to get an education, hold down a busy job, or save money. What is interesting about this study is that it is found that having children by different fathers was by no means unique to a minority and disadvantaged women. It's surprisingly common on all levels, which we've concluded that. But we pointed out the percentages. Our argument is whatever the negative statistic is, the black women will lead it. It is surprisingly common at all levels of income and education, includes in the study. That means the intelligent, the religious black woman, headed up by the demographer Cassandra Dorius. White women make up 22% of mothers who choose children and have different fathers. Hispanic women, 35%. But what is the black woman? The African American woman, 59%. All right. The family also points out the male role in multiple fertility family. For one, men will swap families, leaving behind the mother biological children, only to go and create a second or even third or fourth. Hello, Kevin Federline. But we're saying hello, thugs. This is the fear that black women have of the non-thug going somewhere else. Jay-Z, the thug, married uh, African American woman, Beyonce, right? He and she is beholden to whatever the Democratic Party tells him. Kanye married Kim K. He is not. He's his own man. Jay-Z is not. Jay-Z is beholden because his criminal record could get him sent up for anything, and so he's a lapdog. Kanye don't have that problem. He went to college first. He ended up with the non-black woman. And that's why the non-black women are, that's why the black women, the black American women or the African American women are going to end up at the wall alone with us not caring. With that said, I'm out.